Now, this year especially, we are starting to see a new trend in the market, which I'm not sure whether it will become a trend or not, but I believe it is becoming a trend in the next few years. Why? Because construction cost is getting expensive, and this is what we call the build-up framework. So I just want to show a short clip of a recent home tour that we did, just to have a quick explanation of what we think might come up in future, all right? So this is a house that we just launched recently at Jalan Tanjong, 6.5 million massive build-up. Let me just play the short clip. Which then brings us to the latest framework that I want to introduce to everybody, is that landed property is going to shift to a new norm of looking at the build-up area. Let me just flash some articles from the shop house market. In the past, we always talk about the land PSF for the shop houses, but now in the past years, we have started to talk about the build-up PSF as well, because it's very expensive to construct to A&A. Material costs are increasing, time is precious, manpower cost is high as well, and the opportunity cost is something that a lot of investors are thinking whether is it worth to invest that time in. That means if I'm comparing two shop houses, the land plot size might be the same. If this has a build-up of 4,000 square feet compared to something at 5,000 square feet, which one can command a higher value? Because the build-up is precious. Similarly, when we look at landed property, this is what is happening in the market. Let's say you've managed to find an inter-terrace at $3.8 million in D16, but the build-up is at 2,005 square feet. Technically, you're buying the old structure for 1,520 PSF. And I'm just talking about the old structure. I haven't even added in the cost to rebuild it. If you want to achieve a total build-up of 6,000 square feet, you're going to spend $400 times 6,000 build-up that you want to achieve, and that's at $2.4 million. And then when you add that back to the 3.8 million, this is technically going to be your total cost. And your total cost is going to be at 6.2 million plus 2 to 2.5 years. Now this brand new home is asking at $6.5 million. If I divide by 6629 build-up area over the 3.5 story, this is going to give you a PSF of $980 per square foot. So PSF for build-up is important. Why? Because we're all hunting for space now. Whether you buy a condo, you buy a cluster house, you buy an apartment, you buy a landed property, it is the build-up that you are living in. This is at $980 per square foot for build-up. Alright, so basically that's just to share a trend that we observe in the shop house market. So in the past, when we look at shop houses, we usually look at the land. But now, in recent years, for shop houses, we don't talk about the land anymore. We're all talking about the build-up. In future, I'm not sure whether landed property will go into this era as well, that people will start to really focus more on about the build-up space because they don't want to spend that time to do works, right? So, just a very quick sharing of what our team does when it comes to whether is it exiting or entering into the landed market. Is that we like to use the approach of transparency selling. But most importantly, when we sell, we adopt the lens of a property seller. When we buy, we adopt the lens as a property buyer.